that Addie has not been excited.
God is good. All the time. Who can tell me one thing from the reading?
Oh, I got this one.
Maddie. Maggie.
About like driving and
Remember driving?
yeah.
Mr. Hale,
Why do they have driving in there?
I remember.
Because they're telling you to be safe, I guess.
No, the passenger.
I
Mr.
don't know.
Hale,
You need a
Sam.
license.
I remember God.
Remember God in it.
Not funny, Patty.
That's a safe answer.
I remember
Just
second getting
because
stoned.
I'm a nerd.
You were warning for tipping your chair.
Am I right?
That was the
Being
reading.
Stephanie.
Yeah, and he asked me to read.
Oh, reading that you told us to read from
I know.
home. You need a license.
But I will tonight. I will tonight.
Yes.
Safe.
How hard is it?
I have a box. And that's not even put in my old account. I don't have access to. It's even worse.
Who can tell me the two purposes for sex?
Children.
Reproduction. AKA children.
Okay, we are co-creators with God. So creating life. And what's the other one?
To share your love.
Emotional and physical intimacy.
Okay, and the second is love.
Good with words.
And it's not the love. Okay, what were we talking about last week? The difference between
Love
what?
and infatuation.
The difference between love and infatuation.
Infatuation, man. Tommy's in my basement.
Hey, Tommy, congratulations.
You brought this time.
Hey, hurry up.
Human beings
66 to 68.
are the only animals
Meow.
Yeah, so is.
Remember, we are part of the animal kingdom. We are the only animals that what?
Have free will.
Have free will.
I think monkey does.
I don't remember if I told you the story about that with my dog. Have I told you that story?
Harambe lives matter.
No, yeah, you said something like
When I first began teaching in Nebraska, I was living by myself. And so at Thanksgiving, instead of my parents' home was 8 hours away.
So you went 8 hours away?
So the first Thanksgiving, I said, you know, I'm going to be going to my parents' house for Christmas. I don't need to drive 8 hours basically for Thanksgiving because one of those days would be driving and another day would be driving. But I also didn't want to sit around it in my little army barrack house. Because in the town I was living in, they had a bunch of army barracks they moved in and made them little
Sure.
houses. So that was my house I was renting.
Smell like the trees.
So I decided to go to Rapid City, which was 90 miles an hour, 90 miles away, so you could go to, first of all, there's a hotel there you could stay in, and there's a mall and other stuff you could do. So I said, I'm going to do that for Thanksgiving. And I made the mistake of going to the mall and going into a pet store.
Oh.
And there was this adorable little puppy. Well, I'm always a fan of dachshunds, like Rusty back here.
Yeah, it makes sense. Pull off his tail.
Dogs are the only reason to live.
Well, this
Steven, I will
puppy
slit your throat.
was half
Oh, crockhead.
dachshund
Half wiener dog.
and half Doberman Pinscher.
No, either of those are.
I know what a wiener does.
Now, when he was a puppy, he looked more like
A wiener dog.
a wiener dog. But as he grew,
Wiener.
okay, basically, he was about this long and had legs about this long.
Short dog.
What's wrong with dogs? They're like cats.
And I named him Duke.
Aww.
Silver.
Like the X.
I should have named him Carpenter
Why? 'Cause he
Why?
He eat wood.
because of all the little jobs he did around the house.
Oh, he would tell me.
In fact, the very first month, I think it was the second week, I didn't think this through. So I went on my what? Feelings and not think. So we have the ability to think, we feel, then we what?
Then we
Think and
pray.
then we decide, but I must have just been feeling and decided.
I mean,
Because I was feeling what?
happy. Excited.
Why do people get puppies?
Because they need
Wow.
consent. I think they're cute.
They are. We don't
'Cause
think.
they're
we
lonely.
think- We don't think they're cute. They are cute.
They think they'll fill the loneliness. But see, I wasn't thinking. I have a puppy, I'm a teacher. I spent all day what?
Bring them to school.
With children.
I spent all day at school and I'm a coach.
Wait, what?
So I leave at 7:30 in the morning, and then I could walk to school. It's 3 blocks. I leave at 7:30 in the morning, go to school, and I'm not getting home until 6 o'clock at night. And you have this little puppy,
Oh, he's got a pee.
okay?
Explodes.
It wasn't a wise thinking, okay? It wasn't wise thinking. I was feeling lonely. I thought, okay.
I'll eat the dog.
So the very first, within 2 weeks, I had it advertised in what ours was called the Harbinger, it was like the Green Wave. So it was free puppy,
Free. Wow.
no takers, So every day I would come home and have to clean up his little jobs, because we had a little porch area that was about the size of from the wall here to there, that I had my washing machine and washer and dryer.
So he's living in his own
So
filth.
there was a little spot here, so I put a piece of plywood over there. And he knocked the plywood over and then ran out in the living room and left jobs all over the place.
Oh, wow, that's a smart dog.
Eventually, at Christmas, I built him a doghouse and he was outside.
Mr. Hale coming.
But as Duke grew, okay,
Yeah, grew your doghouse and died.
he became an excellent jumper.
Oh, no.
So I had a chain link fence around my house. It was 3-foot chain link fence.
Jump over it.
He was over that easy.
Electric fence. Jump over there.
Eventually, I had to build a dog fence for him, a dog pen
It's
for
like
him
6 feet
to
high.
put his doghouse in,
He's got a yoga ball.
which was 6 feet high. But again, Mr. Hale, you know, is cheap, so I couldn't buy wood that went this way. So here's my fence. I couldn't buy wood this way. That cost too much. I'm putting it this way, you know, putting it all together like that. So basically, I put runners across this way.
That's cheaper.
Okay,
But it's easy to climb up.
like
Oh.
this.
It'd
So
be
there
super
were my
easy to climb
poles.
up.
There were my runners, and there wasn't enough space for him to get through there. But what he learned to do
It's climb. Go under. You
is
can
he
climb
would
like a
jump
ladder.
up to this one,
Oh my god.
click his front legs up onto that one,
Yeah, obviously what you're expecting.
and get out of my pen.
He's mental.
So then I said, okay, here's what I'll do. So here's a side view of my fence, and I built a 2x4 out this way and put chicken wire. So when he would try to jump here, he'd bump into that, come back down. See, but my other problem is, I built this pen right next to my neighbor who had a dog pen also.
Uh-oh.
I used part of their wall, okay, again, saving wood. I used part of their wall. And the problem with this neighbor, they had a nice one like this,
Oh.
okay, a nice one like that.
That's why not.
But the problem with them is they often left their gate open.
No, wow.
So here's what my dog learned to do. He learned to click off of mine and jump over to the top of theirs and pull himself. Now, why is he doing this?
Why would you need to get out that bad? Yo,
Why is he doing this? Is because he was a boy dog.
Oh. Wow. Man's a player. He gets,
Okay?
we getting all those pumps.
He's not choosing.
He's down bad.
Okay? There's no free will involved here. There's a female dog out there that I need to get to.
I need to
John Wick, need
smash
some
that.
help.
I need to smash that though.
If you go back to Hay Springs, Nebraska, there's probably lots of descendants of Duke.
No.
Oh no.
Dang.
Dog walking in Middle Street.
That man,
Because he learned to do that and jump over.
he would like walk
Okay.
out down the road.
Because there was no, okay?
It's me.
Totally instinct. Sometimes we as human beings, we think
I feel bad.
that there is no control. If you watch TV shows and movies, it appears that way.
Dude, Sierra, your dog is like,
Okay?
Sierra, your dog's like not even a foot.
Now this is a sad story.
No! Stop, stop, stop!
Keep going.
No, stop, Mr. Hale.
Do you want me to stop?
Stop.
Raise your hand if you want me to stop.
Stop. Stop this. Stop me now.
Raise your hand if you want to hear the end of the story.
No, I don't want to hear the depressing story.
So, the end of the story is, my wife and I, by this time I'd gotten married and she'd been putting up with Duke. So now she's getting even with me. I have to put up with her Cocker Spaniel, Princess, who's so smart. According to my wife, she's so smart. Well, we had decided we were going to move to Minneapolis to be part of a Christian community.
Oh no. Not Minneapolis.
That's another.
They said there's no, and so we came up here for a wedding, and my goal at the wedding in 1988 was
Just to ignore
to
the
find an
wedding.
apartment to live in. So we found an apartment, which is a block from our house right now. And of course, we could not have a pet. We had to have something. Who can we give this dog to? There was no.
Parents.
By this time, I had to actually, because he had kept doing this. In fact, my wife one time was going to the post office. She saw Duke over here having his way with.
Oh yeah. How you doing, Duke?
And again, you can't. Okay, there's no controlling.
Wow.
Okay.
You can't, you know,
Because they function entirely on instinct. Okay. So I had to tie a rope.
Oh no.
I put him on a rope inside of the
Can I
bin.
leave this classroom now?
Okay.
He's
Can
too
I leave
strong.
this classroom?
I heard this story.
Can Mr. Hale, can I please leave this classroom?
Tommy, get home.
Mr.
And my
Hale?
wife and I went
Mr. Hale?
to
Mr. Hale?
to,
no, I'm
a
not.
Bible
Bye.
study.
I wanna listen.
No, I don't want to hear
Make the
this.
noise.
I'm leaving.
Got home.
No. No, I don't want to hear this.
And it's
Continue.
It's dead.
Continue.
And we came home and I checked Duke,
And it's dead.
and his rope was tight because what he did is clicked again, jumped over, and there wasn't enough
Oh,
rope.
dog hanged.
And he hung himself.
That's
Oh.
disgusting.
No!
What about that neighbor? What would the
Suicide.
neighbor see? He comes home and he sees a hanging dog. After making
Oh my
like
God.
16 new
Well, it's not your
puppies.
fault.
So it's a sad
That's what
story,
you get.
but it's a story that shows us the difference when sometimes we think we can't control.
It'd be a lot quicker.
So the same is true of, when our princess goes in heat. My wife doesn't even want her have her outside. You gotta watch her all the time. Because if there's a male dog that somehow got loose, that male dog's gonna jump right over our 4-foot fence, if it's big enough.
Can't you just
Okay.
neuter the dog?
a lot.
You
of
could,
money.
but it's money. See, we're waiting to do that because it's cheaper in Nebraska. We're gonna do that.
Yeah, it's a lot. Do it.
I can both my
I
cat.
told
You
you
can
that's
use-
how
you can use
Princess
scissors.
came to be.
Ow.
I told you
Pig
that
meds.
story,
Give
okay?
the dog some meds. This is within a motor.
Our princess was bred through a dog kennel.
Through a dog kennel? Geez, that.
Oh.
They got a long.
Okay, because again, that shows you the difference.
Wow.
In this chapter, it's trying to show you that we have the ability to refrain from doing something. That's called what?
Free will. The right to say no. The right to consent.
Adapt.
Consent. Abstinence.
You're absent.
No.
When you guys get into high school, the sad thing is getting younger and younger. Because there's lots of kids in middle school that have become sexually active because they think, well, everybody's doing it. If you watch movies and TV, it's the norm. You're going to be be pounded with
I mean,
those values.
We're gonna forget that.
That this is impossible. That if you choose for this, that somehow you're a loser.
Tommy.
I'm going.
Why my PlayStation removed my
Particularly-
ability to attract a woman?
Okay? There's a double standard, even in high school. If girls went out with lots of different guys, what are they considered?
A whore. Hey, slut's
Okay?
a bad word.
They're a
We don't
whore,
say
they're a
slut.
slut, they get a negative connotation put on them. If guys do that, what?
Yeah, boy.
Oh yeah, they're the
Like
stud,
Tommy.
okay?
They be getting all them hoes.
But both of those views again have a distorted taking God's gift of sexuality, saying it's supposed to be in the marriage covenant.
What?
Okay, so when we get into some of the dating things, that's the difficulty
I'm going like.
if you get into serious dating in high school. Because God created us with a sex drive. And if I care strongly about somebody,
Can I have plates with an S2 dress?
it's much difficult, very difficult.
Can I just take it out?
Is it impossible? No. But it's extremely difficult not to act on your sex drive.
Especially for Johnny.
Yes. Why can't you just take your sex drive out?
They can.
Just the DVD
Oh,
disc.
That's what
mind.
they do that's what kings did
Oh.
when they wanted somebody to watch their wives.
Oh.
They would do what
Snip.
Oh.
if I was afforded, I should have done to Duke.
What?
Shop
Okay.
is
Snip,
Volvo.
Snip.
The what?
Snip, snip to Duke. Oh. Oh my gosh.
They don't do. I definitely do that in Iran.
Yeah.
They definitely do not do that in Iran because they have like 10 lives.
Okay, our assignment.
Yay.
We're at this end of section unit 2. So your assignment is to do page 69
Yeah.
to 70. There are only 10 questions. You do not have to do the parent thing. I might have another parent journal thing
Oh. Hey, Tommy.
later. We'll see. I think we did one. Didn't we do one for the first one?
What?
Where you had to evaluate your parents' relationship with your parents. So all you have to do is 1 through 10.
Jameson, don't forget the helicopter.
Face shot too. Here's the actual.
Jameson, I will do the
You even
helicopter.
tried to grab it, but no, I just threw it back. No touchy.